All right, so I'm going to go over the homework for day 1 of graphing exponentials. You had to do number 2, number 3, number 5, and number 6. Okay, so we have y equals 3 to the x plus 2. So the basic shape would be y equals 3 to the x, where you have points 0, 1, and 1, 3. So the only transformation we have is we have a slide where we have to move to the left 2. And the reason I know we have to move to the left 2 is because I set this equal to 0 and I get negative 2. Anytime it's up in the exponent with the x, move it left or right. Since it's negative 2, it moves to the left 2. Okay, so the vertical asymptote is not affected. All right, you were going to do, normally you're at 0, 1. So it would be at 0, 1, but I'm just going to move it to the left 2, and it's at negative 2, 1. It was at 0, 1, move to the left 2, is at negative 2, 1. All right. So for the other point, I'm normally at 1, 3. All right. Normally at 1, 3. But then I'm going to move it to the left 2, and I'm going to be at negative 1, 3. And it just looks like that. All right. So that's negative 1, 3. And this is negative 2, 1. All right. It's a 3. Hard to tell. Domain, as always, is going to be negative infinity to infinity. The range is going to go from 0 to infinity. 0 because it's the horizontal asymptote and everything is above that. So it's 0 to infinity. All right, number 3. All right, this is 1/2 x minus 2. So 1/2, remember, looks a little different because we're going to be going this way. So it's going to be 0, 1, and negative 1, 2 will be our points originally that we're going to move. Okay, so the only thing that's going on here is we are moving everything down 2, which means I'm now going to have everything here by itself. That moves it up or down. Since it's negative, we're going to move down 2. So that is always your horizontal asymptote. So my horizontal asymptote is going to be at negative 2. All right, horizontal asymptote is at negative 2. All right, so normally I'm at 0, 1. The only thing I have to do is move it down 2. So now here. All right, normally I'm at negative 1, 2, right? But now I'm going to move it down 2, and it's going to be at negative 1, 0. And it looks like that. All right, negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. Let me just label those points for you. Negative 1, 0, 0, negative 1. Okay. Next one you had to do was 5. All right. Now 5, you might look at and be like, oh, 3/2, that's like a fraction. That means it's going to be going this way. No, it's bigger than 1, so we're still going to be moving that way. All right. All right, because 1.5 is bigger than 1. All right, so anything bigger than 1 is we're going to have the normal growth. So we're going to be at 0, 1, and at 1, 3/2. 1.5 would be the 2 points we would be starting with if the negative 2 wasn't here. But since it is, once again, we're going to move down 2. This moves everything down 2. So horizontal asymptote is going to be at 2. We would normally be at 0, 1, but we're going to move down. So it's going to be at 0, negative 1. All right. So we're at 0, negative 1. And normally we're at 1, 1.5. We move it down 2, and it's going to be like right there. And that's going to be 1, if you're at 1 at 3/2, you minus 2, that's going to be negative 1/2. Right? And there you go. Oh, I forgot to do the domain for number 3, negative infinity to infinity. The domain of this one is also negative infinity to infinity. The range for number 3 was from negative 2 to infinity because it's the lowest part. That's the highest part is infinity. And this is also negative 2 to infinity. All right. Last one you guys had to do was number 6. All right. Number 6. So 2 things going on here. We have x plus 2 and a minus 3. Set this equal to 0. So we're going to move this to the left 2 and down 3. And we have 2. So we have y 2 to the x. The basic shape looks like this, where you have 0, 1, and 1, 2. All right. So negative 3 is going to be our horizontal asymptote. Let me just make a few points here. I normally don't do this, but that's fine. Okay. All right, -3. There's our horizontal asymptote. All right. So normally we're at 0, 1. All right. So if I move down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 2, I am now at -2, -2. All right. And move down 3 to the left 2. I'm normally at 1, 2. If I move down 3, I'm at 1, -1. I move to the left, I'm at -1, -1. And it looks not the best curve I ever drew, but you get the idea. -1, -1. All right. And then the domain is always -infinity to infinity. The range, it's everything above. So it is from -3 to infinity. All right. Once again, this is not the best curve. It should not be as whatever. You guys get the idea what it should look like. All right. So there are your answers. Hopefully you guys have a good understanding of this. The next lesson will be on flips, and your next assignment will be finishing the rest of this worksheet. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. Stay healthy, and I'll talk to you soon.